And welcome to ILA's webinar series. This is the second of 3 webinars presented on September 9th, 2016, presented by Sheila Bentley, called Listening Makes Us More Human. We're so glad to have you with us today, Sheila. Thank you so much.
Yes, delighted to be here.
And we do have some tips for the people who are going to be participating and viewing, and Phil, our technical director, will walk us through those. Phil?
Hi, thank you, Laura. In order to eliminate background noise, I'll mute all the microphones and turn off video cameras so only the presenters and hosts can be seen. If you wish to communicate with any of us, please use the chat screen on the control panel of your screen. On the bottom of your screen, on some devices, it might be to the side, but you'll see a little icon that says chat. The only thing you need to do is just open that up and you can type your message in. At the end of the webinar, all you need to do is click End Meeting at the bottom of your screen. So have a good time. We're glad to have you here, and let's go.
Yeah. Thanks, Phil. Let's go ahead and introduce the 3 of us. I'm the producer today, Laura Janusik. I'm at Rockhurst University in Kansas City, Missouri. I also have a consulting practice. My research areas are really listening cognitions, metacognitions, pedagogy. I've been a member of the International Listening Association since 1998 and served as the president from 2010 to 2011. And next we have Phil Turpak, who's our technological moderator and guru. He's an instructor at communication studies at Northern Virginia Community College. He's also a master teacher. Specialty areas include listening and student success. And he was a recent president from 2015 to 2016. And then our presenter today is Sheila Bentley. Sheila has had her own consulting practice for 30 years. She started when she was about 12. She specializes in listening, communication, and leadership. She served as ILA president from 1994 to 1995, and she's been a member since 1984. So we have a wealth of experience from ILA on today's webinar, no doubt about that. Sheila, I'm going to go right ahead and turn it over to you. I can't wait to hear what you have to say.
Right. And let me just add my greeting. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and I think even good middle of the night for some of you, because we have participants from all over the world. And isn't that a great technological advance that we can have this live conversation with people from all over the world, because that enables us to have that synergy that you can only have as part of a group experience. But not only that, we get a camaraderie among the group. So it's something that you only get when you're experiencing it with the rest of the group and live. You don't get the same thing from a video or watching a YouTube, that sort of thing. In fact, the International Listening Association sponsored a healthcare conference in the Netherlands in 2015, and the people who attended that said that it was life-changing, that it was a life-changing experience, and they said they thought you had to be there to get that experience, and they didn't think that that it would be the same if you watched a video of that. So anyway, welcome, and before we get into the meat, I'd like to share just a couple of stories about where this webinar came from. The first one, a couple of years ago, we were out to dinner one evening, and at this restaurant, at the table next to us, there was a mother and her teenage daughter having dinner, and the mother was on her cell phone the entire time during that dinner. The daughter did not have a cell phone, so the daughter was just sort of entertaining herself and eating her dinner. But anyway, and the mother was not on an important business call. She was just chit-chatting with a friend. But what was so remarkable was that she was chit-chatting with a friend not only through the whole dinner, but including when the wait staff brought the dessert, the birthday dessert with a candle in it, and sang happy birthday to the daughter. Even then, the mother did not get off the phone and say happy birthday or participate in that. And I thought, how sad that was, because it just seemed to me like a misuse of that technology, that she needed to be there with her daughter. And then more recently, again, I was out to dinner, and there was a couple, a married couple at the next table. And I promise you, I don't sit and spy on the people at the next table when I go out to dinner, but it just became more obvious. Anyway, through the whole dinner, I don't think they said more than 3 sentences to each other. They were on their cell phones texting or emailing or, surfing the web or whatever through the whole dinner. And it didn't look like they were upset with each other. It just seemed like, that, and it was a Friday night kind of date sort of thing. So I thought, again, how sad is that they're going to spend the time that they have together, really, they're spending it with somebody else instead of having a conversation with each other. So that started me thinking, that maybe there are some things that we need to become aware of and see what's happening. So I first started thinking that what is it that makes us human? And then how is it that listening makes us more human? And then I started wondering, and actually this is maybe the one that came first, I started wondering about if our use of technology might be affecting us, in terms of making us somewhat less human. So these are the things that we'll cover. And then at the end, we will look at some techniques for revitalizing listening and becoming more human. So I started looking at, first of all, what is it that makes us human? And I was fascinated by this because with recent research, genetic research shows us that 99% of our DNA is identical to the common chimpanzee. So imagine it's just that 1% of our DNA that enables us to go to the moon or cure diseases or build a city or change our environment, whether it's for the good or the bad, but we change our environment much more than other animals do. But it also enables us to create art and literature and music and all those things that are distinctly human. So then I also started looking at exactly what is it that are the distinctions between humans and other animals. So here's a list that's frequently cited. And some of these are not a matter of we have them and other animals don't. It's really a matter of degree. So things like language and tool making and intelligence. Other animals have language and some animals make tools, and all animals have some form of intelligence. In fact, we're not even sure that we're the ones with the highest intelligence. But the rest of these are things that are uniquely human. So laughter. There are some other animals that smile, but only humans laugh. And I thought this was quite interesting because I didn't realize this before, but blushing, only humans blush. And it's a way of keeping you honest to the group because you tend to blush when what's going on in your head is different from what's happening in the environment, or you're thinking something different. And so it kind of keeps you honest within the group. Some other distinctions: learning for the sake of learning, only humans do that. And then we have metacognition. That's that little voice in your head that talks to you, or that you can use to think about your own thoughts and have those internal conversations. Then we have hindsight and foresight. So we can think about, what happened in the past, and we can think about what we would like to happen in the future and make decisions. And then we can use that metacognition to decide whether that's the right decision, or maybe we should take a different path or something like that. Mind reading is another one, and this is not just reading nonverbal cues. We can do a certain amount of mind reading. I'm sure you've all experienced. You just know what somebody is thinking, and we'll talk more about how that might be possible, and what are some ways that we do sort of read people's minds. And then the last two distinctions are with culture and morality. Humans have culture, and we have morality. So from there, we started to look at what is it how does listening make us more human? So that's what we're going to look at next.